Good afternoon and welcome to the show Horsepower, where four legs always beats two. I'm your host, Jeff Goulet. The Thoroughbred Makeover is an annual event that allows retired racehorses to show off their skills in their second career. The Retired Racehorse Project, or RRP as referred to, kindly provided us with footage of the show hunter category in which West Virginia bred Faraha competed.
Taking the tenacity of horses on the track and bringing out the beautiful and elegant side of the thoroughbred, all in less than 10 months of retraining as part of the show hunters discipline at the Thoroughbred Makeover. The classiness of horse and rider will come out in rounds under saddle and over fences. Under saddle, horses will be judged on the flat on rhythm, relaxation, style of movement, and manners. Over fences, which riders can choose to be either 2 feet, 2 feet 6, or 3 feet, the judging for the 8 fences is based on pace, style over fences, and manners.
What you're seeing, it should look like the horse is carrying their rider around effortlessly. So to do these green horses in a hunter class, it really takes a skilled person to pull it all together and help their horse set up and be smooth and make it look like the horse is just carrying them around.
It's about the precision horse and rider can demonstrate in one of the traditional English disciplines. Kicking us off is the Kitten's Joy Baby, Kitten's Beauty, that we saw in the eventing finals, who is ridden by Caroline Holmes. And Caroline Holmes is a junior rider from Quitman, Georgia, riding this well-bred gelding, a 5-year-old gelding who sold as a 2-year-old for $60,000. Had just one win in 10 career starts, racing in Florida, Delaware, New Jersey, and retiring after also racing in Maryland too, and now in good hands with precocious young Caroline Holmes from Quitman, Georgia. We saw this horse in eventing earlier, Ashley, and we're just marveling at his build, and he's still trying to figure things out, it seems like, but nothing to be ashamed about being a 5-year-old, having to be in this type of environment.
Yes, he's handling it overall really well, and you can see there's a slightly different rhythm and cadence to his ride, slowed down a little bit, and trying to just make those nice smooth lines. There's actually a good bit of turning in this hunter course, but it's a much more open course, and there's a lot more of those longer lines that we were talking about. So again, for these young greenies, takes a little bit more focus and a little bit more on the rider to really help balance them out and not let them build down these long lines.
So a round of applause for our first rider to go, Kitten's Beauty and Caroline Holmes. And we heard earlier from her coach, Rick Wallace, and said that coming to this event really without many expectations, the family had actually built in a trip to London afterwards. Well, they had to stick around a little bit longer for a very good cause for Caroline to be in the finals, not just with one horse, but with 2 horses, not just in one discipline, but in 2 disciplines with this horse, Kitten's Beauty. So Kitten's Beauty kicks us off, and first impressions, Ashley, from the first of the show hunters.
Well, they're definitely doing something right in that barn to have horses in finale, multiple horses in multiple disciplines. Really like seeing the transition of slowing, steadying down, and really working hard on trying to keep that rhythm through all of these longer lines you see in the hunter ring.
So we just had Caroline Holmes and Kitten's Beauty, and next to go we have rider number 146, Fleet Gizmo, ridden by Haley Donahue. This horse came from the Pennsylvania HBPA New Start program. New Start has been a great advocate for the Thoroughbred Makeover and sends double digits in horses to this year's makeover. 6 horses competing after having double digits in entries for New Start based at Penn National. Haley Donahue from Sewell, New Jersey wants to thank her mom, Renee Donahue, for helping her achieve this goal aboard this 5-year-old Bay Gelding, who was bred in Ontario, Canada, raced in Woodbine in Canada for the first 5 starts of his career before making the final 17 starts of his career at Penn National. Had 4 wins, 6 top 3 finishes, and $43,000 in earnings.
And this is another horse we were drooling over last night while they were in here warming up, and that's without seeing him jump. Obviously, he's a nice jumper to make it here, but just really, really like the build of this horse. He's really classy. You can see he's young, and it looks like he still has a little bit more growing to do. So when he finally tops out, I think he's going to be quite impressive.
He's got a real nice floaty movement to him.
And with that big stride, he's able to balance out and still get a pretty good distance. Even he was a little long on that jump before, but just because he's such a big boy and balanced really well for being young, he was able to compensate pretty well for it.
I mean, this is a really good-looking horse. I like the big ears.
We are a fan of big ears in our barn. And a really nice clean change into that corner. I like to see that. It's definitely important in the hunters, but it's not always perfectly expected with these greenies.
Yeah, there's a balance, Ashley, that we've seen in training horses off the track. As the crowd recognizes Fleet Gizmo and Haley Donahue representing horses that have come out of the New Start program based out of Penn National. And Ashley, you were saying on the live stream that this is a gorgeous horse, a nice mover, but young and may even still be growing and just kind of trying to figure out where to place those feet sometimes.
Yes, I really love the horse's structure. I think when he finally matures, he looks like he still is in a little bit of a growthy period still. Once he really truly balances out, it's going to be a really nice horse because he already is holding himself very well. He's got really long legs and is able to adjust to make a longer stride or a shorter stride, which is really important in the hunters to blend those together and keep it very smooth. So at 5, he's handling it very well. Got some really nice changes, which is good to see with these youngsters in this competition with not a ton of time to prepare that.
Where is the balance between how much you kind of want to hold the horse up and then how much you give them the opportunity to kind of figure out the spacing and the striding for themselves?
With all of the disciplines, but definitely in hunters, you need to stay out of their way when they're coming into those last few strides. So if you haven't figured out 3, even 4 or 5 strides out, that is the horse's job, and that's one of these trainers' jobs, is letting those horses learn that before they get into the show. Because when you're in this environment, you cannot help them out, and generally if you try to, that's when you pull the rails. So they should know enough about how the rider rides to be able to take charge and have enough confidence to be able to help themselves on those last few strides.
Well said advice, and we'll see how it comes into play for the next horse and rider to go. Another chestnut gelding entering the arena, and this is Faraha, and the rider is Susan Deal from Culpeper, Virginia. And on the track, this horse was get out of the gates, go to the front, short 4.5 furlong races at Charlestown in his home state of West Virginia. So from a pure sprinter to now having to negotiate show hunter ring, competed in show hunters and show jumpers this weekend. Yeah, same blaze and ears. Faraha a bit wide-eyed coming in, taking in the setting. We get a little side glance if you're looking at the broadcast that this horse is giving it. A much different setup than they had in the preliminary competitions in the Stoneleigh Ring here at the Thoroughbred Makeover.
See this horse a little more tense, but still very willing, trying hard. Had a little trip in there, but I think they were choosing to do that simple change anyways. I don't believe you get marked down in this competition for the simple changes because you're recognizing that these are young green horses. So I think they have the choice to do a simple change or a flying change in those corners, and the goal is to keep it as smooth and happy as possible.
So the way the scoring works at the Thoroughbred Makeover for the show hunters is that horses receive scores between 0 and 10 on each fence. And the judges also give scores based on impressions in terms of pace and style over fences. So again, just judging the horse's suitability and trainability for a discipline like this.
This looks like a horse that in 6 months to a year is going to be a much nicer hunter. It looks like he would be happier with a little bit higher jumps to make him a little bit more careful. He's doing really well on his rhythm, just a little bit lazy with his knees. I think once the jumps become a little more impressive, he's going to be a much keener jumper. He definitely has the potential for it.
It's a good point. These thoroughbreds like a well-defined task in front of them, and a well-defined jump height kind of gets them to ping their knees up just that little bit more. Susan Deal from Culpeper, Virginia, and Faraha. They came in to the finale in second place. Two more riders to go in the show hunter discipline that is sponsored by Beyond the Wire. And if you have a copy of the program, we invite you to take a look at the variety of sponsors listed on page 42 and marvel at all the different organizations that have partnered with Retired Racehorse Project to present the Thoroughbred Makeover. And so we will be seeing momentarily a horse that we saw earlier in the arena, and that is the show jumping champion, 10-Pin Sugar, who is ridden by Catherine Dykeman from Wimberley, Texas. And Catherine, the equestrian coach at Texas State University. I think the smile as she comes in is a little bit bigger, having already won the blue ribbon, and really enjoyed talking to Catherine at the competitor meeting, and just how grateful a lot of these riders are to be a part of this atmosphere. Well, here they are in their second discipline, 10-Pin Sugar, the 6-year-old bay mare from Louisiana. $1,900 yearling purchase, but worth more than that weight in gold as a show jumper. And now we'll see how the horse has taken to show hunters. Catherine thanking her family for the support that has gotten her here. Lauren, Harrison, and Callan are the three kids for Catherine, and whom she calls a wonderful man in Tyler. Yeah, this was the pair that you said you kind of run out of things to say because you just want to stop and look at them.
Yeah, so super impressed with them in the jumpers. Really excited to see how they transition to hunters. Has those really nice snappy knees, great with her changes. I think if I had to pick between the two, I think I like her as a jumper. She's a little more up. I bet with a little bit more time, she's actually made to look a bit more like a hunter. So I think with a little bit more experience, I think that's where she would excel. But this weekend, she definitely is looking like an awesome jumper to me. That being said, now she's coming down with this beautiful rhythm, light hand, really unfazed by everything that's been put at her. So definitely not a bad round either for the hunters.
Gets the change over that jump.
Yes, it's being done really quite smoothly, and that's how it should be to an untrained eye. You should have no idea that they're changing that stride, and it should happen over the jump.
Catherine Dykeman and 10 Pin Sugar wrapping up their test. In addition to being here inside the TCA covered arena, this Thoroughbred Makeover finale also presented on USCF Network, courtesy of the United States Equestrian Federation. The USCF Network features live streaming and on-demand video from a wide range of exciting equestrian events each year. U.S. Equestrian members receive full access to more than 7,000 hours of content, including competitions and clinics. To take advantage of the USCF Network, you can sign up for a free fan membership by visiting usequestrian.org/join and entering the promo code WELCOMEFAN19. A big thank you to United States Equestrian for helping present the live stream of the Thoroughbred Makeover finale. Final horse and rider to go, the leaders in the show hunter division heading into the finale, and that is rider number 363. Gail Cook is from Sterrett, Alabama, riding Royal Flame, a 5-year-old chestnut gelding who won his debut at Gulfstream Park West in October 2016 and raced a total of 15 times, 2 wins, 7 top 3 finishes, retiring in August of last year off of a 3rd place finish at Delaware Park.
Right off the bat, really liking, this is what I like to see in a hunter, just really, horse looks relaxed and lofty and loose through the shoulder and just cantering around like he does not have a care in the world. Really liking this horse's rhythm from the start.
And what can you say about the horse's build?
A bit more classic thoroughbred, nice fine bone, tall, lanky. I think when people think about a thoroughbred, this is kind of the classic look that they would think of. We've seen a lot of the really new modern thoroughbreds that are bulky and thick, and there's a benefit to those as well, but this is very classic looking thoroughbred. I'm enjoying watching his ears. They're definitely perked, and you can see exactly where he's looking and what he's paying attention to.
Smooth rhythm all the way around so far on this horse. Picks those knees up. Looking to solidify the change here through the turn.
Hopefully.
There they
Half of
almost get it.
it. There.
So they'll come to the last part of the course.
I have to say, just all around from some previous years, what we've had, the hunter quality is really up this year. And it might just be previous years some of the horses weren't quite prepared for the indoor, but all the horses are handling it really well, and definitely liking what I'm seeing here today.
Yeah, we have seen the horses really handle this environment in this discipline. Royal Flame and Gail Cook from Sterrett, Alabama. This horse owned by Perkins Hill Farm. Here now are the discipline winners for show hunters presented by Beyond the Wire. The top amateur receiving a $500 prize is Haley Donahue, rider number 146 aboard Fleet Gizmo. The top junior, rider number 229, Caroline Holmes and Kitten's Beauty. And the top team receiving a $500 prize, bridle number 138, the Brandywine Stables of Megan Thomas, Courtney Poole, Deborah Campbell, and Amanda Morgan. They had the horse Finley Isle. The Best Condition Award, sponsored by Nina Bonney, receiving a halter from Clever with Lever, goes to rider number 224, Robin Hanna with Kid Chrome. The Thoroughbred Charities of America Award, a $100 Smart Pack gift card that the winners can pick up at the TCA booth. The horse that came from Mid-Atlantic Horse Rescue. The horse is Zinza Blanco and the MAHR Team Zinza Blanco of Christine McFadden Aguilar, Alexa Aguilar, Kaylee Fox, Victoria Cole, Molly Harris, and Danielle Kelly Lindell. The Canter USA Award, horse adopted out of Canter USA, it is going to the first place finisher, rider number 363, Gail Cook and Royal Flame. And the second place finisher for the Canter USA Award, rider number 307, Timothy Brock and Noble Apollo, who finished 7th in ranch work. Third place, rider number 255, Melanie Vogt, and the 8th place show jumper, Long Legacy. And now we can get into the top 10 for the show hunter discipline presented by Beyond the Wire. In 10th place, rider number 24, Isabel Livingston and Atropo. 9th place, number 224, Robin Hanna and Kid Chrome. 8th place, rider number 197, Kendall Prey and How Divine. 7th place, number 128, Extreme Justice, ridden by Emma Engel. In 6th place, rider number 7, Gail Shashinsky and American Colossus. 5th place went to rider number 419, Catherine Dykeman and 10-Pin Sugar. In 4th place, number 146, Haley Donahue, aboard Fleet Gizmo. 3rd place, rider number 229, Caroline Holmes and Kitten Beauty. 2nd place, number 363, Gail Cook and Royal Flame. The winner of the show hunter discipline at the 2019 TCA Thoroughbred Makeover, rider number 155, Susan Deal and Faraha. Congratulations, and let's recognize one more time all of the award winners in what was a very well-run and talented show hunter group at the 2019 Thoroughbred Makeover. And the show hunters still staying very calm as they do their victory prance around the TCA covered arena. The winner, Royal Flame, good-looking 5-year-old chestnut gelding, bred in Florida, raced in Florida and Delaware, ridden by Gail Cook from Sterrett, Alabama. This horse owned by the Perkins Hill Farm, and the horse was adopted from Canter, Delaware. Canter represented with 18 entries at the time of final entries, and there is a Canter USA booth here that you can visit on the concourse inside the TCA covered arena. There you have your blue ribbon winner, Royal Flame. And they're picking up a little speed now in their victory canter. And Ashley, we really enjoyed the blue ribbon winner, Faraha and Susan Deal. You had the Canter USA winner, Royal Flame, and several other aftercare organizations had their horses in the show hunter discipline So Susan Deal and Faraha were the champions, and you had your eyes on that horse, Ashley, as soon as that horse came into the arena.
Yeah, it looks like that's one of the ones that actually changed positions after this finale, and when he came in, you could just tell that that is what a hunter should look like. So really, really great job on that finale and all the way around. Very well done coming in and pulling off the hunters with class and style.
So the winner, Faraha, West Virginia bred, a 6-year-old chestnut gelding who raced at Charlestown in West Virginia, had 1 win and 11 starts, ridden by Susan Deal from Culpeper, Virginia.
It's a West Virginia classic, the Gulf Tournament, the Gala, and the state's top thoroughbreds vying for the chance to be named West Virginia's best. The West Virginia Breeders' Classics. Breeding, training, racing. A stable of champions. Taylor Mountain Farm is a proud supporter of Horsepower.